Alright everyone, and welcome back to Attic Train 769. And in today's video we're going to be talking about the Western Maryland Railway. I know some of you are going to say, we've already talked about the Western Maryland Railway. Well, we talked about the steam era of the Western Maryland Railway. Today we're going to be going into dieselization of the Western Maryland Railway. Sitting in front of me I have my newest additions to the diesel locomotive roster for the most part. This Western Maryland SD40-2, which is cab number 7446, and Western Maryland GP35, cab number 7435. Just like everything, all good things have to come to an end for better expenses, whatever it may be. But we'll come to appreciate the diesel locomotives, but they're just not as cool as the steam ones. I get it, but they're still cool. The Western Maryland's operation, full first year of operation in the dieselization era was in 1955, and it went through 1975, coming with many different diesel locomotives, from the VO1000s to the F units to the GP9s, GP7s, SD35s, SD40-2s, and most of them lived on to see the chassis system eras after 1975. We'll talk about a little bit of history with some of these engines here. The SD40-2 is a 3,000 horsepower locomotive built by EMD from 1972 to 1989. The ST40-2 was introduced in January of 1972 as part of the EMD's -2 series, competing against the GE U30Cs and the Alco Century 630s. Although higher horsepower locomotives were available, including the EMD's own SD45-2, the reliability and versatility of this 3,000 horsepower locomotive, which was one of the things that made it a bestseller and loved engine by the railroads. Now for the ST35, that's an also built by EMD. It's a six-axle diesel electric locomotive built by the General Motors Electromotive Division between June of 1964 and January of 1966. The power was provided by EMD 567 D3A 16-cylinder engine, which generated 2,500 brake horsepower, a 3,000 U.S. gallon fuel tank. This locomotive shared a common frame from the EMD SD28, giving its overall length of 60 feet by 8.5 inches. 360 examples of these locomotives were built for Americas all across the railroad. So these guys are pretty well known across the railroad. Western Maryland had 5 of them in the ST35s. The ST40-2s, let's look here, see how much. It doesn't look like the Western Maryland used this. It's just a what if paint scheme. They could have bought some down the line when chassis system was merged. They reused the chassis system because the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad used them. So they weren't real Western Marylands, but we're going to use it for today's video because it's in the Western Maryland Circus paint scheme, and both engines that I have here on the layout at this current moment are Western Maryland paint schemes. Now, we will have a part 2 to this, just with I got some different engines that we're going to be looking at, like a VO1000, a GP40, and a CSX what if paint scheme, but we'll get to that when we get there. So now that we've talked a little bit of history about these guys, we'll go ahead and get these guys running, let you guys get some glimpses of these things running, and we'll be back here with a wrap up. And if you do notice, you'll be able to see a little bit better. We just got finished wiring new lights up here in both rooms, so it's more bright in here, so you guys can see my content a little bit better. So yeah, give me a minute here. We'll get everything fired up, and we'll be right back when we're running around the track. Alright everyone, that concludes today's video on the dieselization of part 1 of the Western Maryland Railway. I appreciate you guys stopping out and watching all of our videos. Make sure you go check us out over on TikTok at AddicTrain769, and go check us out over on Instagram for updates and behind the scenes stuff at Addict_Trains_769. We are thinking about starting a Patreon. So if you guys want me to start a Patreon, I'll start a Patreon for exclusive content, merch, live chat, live streams, you name it. If you don't got TikTok, then I can live stream on there with you guys as well for exclusive for my Patreons. But yeah, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, and hit that little bell for more notifications. And we'll see you next time back here at the Attic. And be on the lookout. We'll have a special video coming out this Friday on a new piece we just got. We'll see you next time.